Did you know that Google personalizes many searches by city and Also Ask is the only tool to access live People Also Ask data at city level? Try for free at alsoasked.com.
Tired of SEO guesswork? Quadra's AI agent goes deeper to uncover high-impact optimizations and completes hours of SEO in minutes. Get started now.
I was going to say that SEO with Fat Joe is as peaceful as this, but then the birds are all having fights.
Thank you. And do you hear me? Yes. Okay, great. Hi, everyone. As Laila said, I'm Bengü, and it is so excited to be here with you all. Thank you for coming to session. Before we start, may I learn if you don't like GA4 still? Please raise your hand if you don't like it. Thank you very much. It's really good to know. It doesn't help that though. I genuinely enjoy GA4. I know it's shocking, but even I came here, I know that some of you still don't like it and miss universal analytics. And it's normal. But here you are and willing to learn more about it, right? So that's how it starts. I feel that you will develop a mild case of Stockholm Syndrome and start liking GA4 by the end of the session. A little, I hope. So let's get started. Event tracking is not just checking GA4 reports and expecting instant insights. It's like saying Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother found the love of his life without searching years of searching and storytelling for years. But we all know that's not true, right? So we have to know what to track and how to track it, because the right data leads us to make right decisions. In my previous experiences, I saw that most of SaaS companies only track where their users go within the website. But in my opinion, tracking what users do is equally important, or even more. Because, you know, what users do is what actually grows your business, right? And it's about using data to be really user-centric. I can hear that some of you say, what does that even mean? We have to know what to track. And, you know, if we don't want to lose those leads, those potentials that might have been our customers, right? So let's imagine that you have a restaurant. Knowing how many people walk through the door is nice, but it doesn't mean that those are really happy or they need another meal, or if they leave hungry. Otherwise, how would you know if you need to tweak the menu or rearrange the tables or stop serving that experimental soup? So if the restaurant is our SaaS business, then we need to know if users are happy with the onboarding steps, or are they willing to upgrade or downgrade, right? Let's remember those notes. Imagine that your registration page is getting more clicks day by day. Sounds really amazing, I admit it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that those visitors creating an account to use your product. Default metrics on GA4 can show you which pages users visited or where they came from. I mean, traffic channels, obviously. But these metrics are not enough to tell you if your efforts are converting. This point is where custom events come into play. While GA4 provides beneficial default metrics such as first visits, form submit, session start, user engagement, and many more like them, these are not enough to tell you if your efforts are converting or if a user signed up for a trial, right? But custom events can bridge this gap, and they align tracking with the actual business growth and goals. So I can clearly defend that custom events allow us to make lots of things possible, such as measuring user interactions that are very critical to growth. And we can identify drop-off points in the user journey before it's too late. And again, thanks to custom event tracking, we can turn insights into actions and optimize our website and product based on real user behavior. So you see, custom event tracking let us make all possible. If you don't track specific user actions, no worries, because you will learn by the end of this session to configure custom event tracking in GA4 and what type of custom events you should track and start to analyze to improve your strategies. Okay, now let's talk about setting custom event tracking in GA4 with the help of our one and only Google Tag Manager. Basically, you need to complete a few steps like creating a new tag in GTM, and then choosing the tag type and identifying the event name and choosing the trigger type, and then debugging the event to see if it works properly. And if everything works perfectly, then you are good to go and submit all changes. So simple, right? Any question?
Okay.
I mean, I'm just kidding, for sure. We will detail all steps. Let's say we want to track sign-up actions on our website. The first step is creating a new tag in GTM by pushing the new tag button, for sure. Then we need to select the event type. Since we want to send the data to GA4, then our event tag type should be the GA4. And we should define the event name, which is in our case, sign up. The event name should be short and descriptive as much as possible. And then we should create a trigger to fire events. The trigger makes sure that our event is firing at the right time. In our case, the trigger of sign-up action could be a button click or maybe form submission, history change. I don't know. There are lots of standard trigger types, as you can see in the left side. But what if our registration page has a form that can't be tracked by standard triggers? I mean, life happens, and some web technologies don't allow us to make it possible with standard triggers. Or maybe we want to check if a user signed up for a specific subscription plan. If the page URL stays same, then how can we make it possible with standard triggers? As far as I know, we can't. But thanks to GTM, we can create custom event triggers to track user actions that can't be handled by standard triggers. At this point, you need to activate a data layer event, the sign-up action, whenever successfully submitted. But if you don't know how to prepare a data layer event code, as in the example on the right side, then you can ask a developer for it and push the sign-up action into the data layer. With this, choosing the trigger step, we are basically telling GTM that, hey, this is what a sign-up looks like. Please keep an eye out for it. And if we are happy with the setup, then we can debug the event by checking the preview mode. When you hit the preview button in the main GTM console, the opening model wants you to simulate the sign-up action. Once you are signed up and you see the event is fired at the right time, then we can submit all changes to see data flow into GA4 and start to observe event counts to see user behaviors, and then start to improve our strategies. Now we have set up custom event tracking. So what? Having data is one thing, but we need to use it to make smarter decisions. So we should make sure that we are looking for the right data. Let's say you are wondering what part of your blog articles are converting more and want to invest there accordingly. By digging into the data, you can find which pages generate more leads, and then you can understand what part of your SEO efforts are paying off. It's like having an extra vision into your user behaviors. But please don't try to track everything. Otherwise, you will end up drowning in useless data. Just before opening GTM, think about questions about your users. The questions that, if you knew answers, would really change how you run your business. Those questions will guide you to choose the right events. Obviously, the events each SaaS company are going to be dependent on their unique products and positioning, market share, business goals, etc. We can count lots of factors, but I want to put together some event examples to help you to start understand and start to analyze them to improve your strategies, unless if you are not already tracking. And of course, you can find more examples at the end of this presentation in the spreadsheet link. For example, to improve user acquisition and engagement and content relevance, you can leverage custom event tracking. The question you might ask would be, which pages do users engage with? To answer that question, you can track custom events such as sign-up, newsletter sign-ups, blog shares, clicks on content links. And then we can multiply those examples for sure. By analyzing those data, you can start to find which pages our users stay engaged, and then optimize lower performing ones by adding more information, visuals, or FAQs. For example, let's say your users are scrolling on a 25% of a product comparison page and they don't click the important links, then you can consider adding more contextual links or placing call to actions higher up, or maybe adding more relevant information, visuals. In the other scenario, if you want to increase quality lead generation, you can consider using custom event tracking here again. So the question you may ask would be, which landing pages generate the most interest of potential users? Then you can find the answer by tracking events such as contact requests, button clicks, feature demo, live chat interactions. And by analyzing those data, you can understand which landing pages generate the most trial signups or contact requests. Then replicate successful strategies on lower performing pages. For example, if your demo page has high click-through rate but low trial signups, then you can experiment maybe adding social proof pages, or maybe adding more informational call to actions, adding jump links, and maybe simplifying call to actions. To enhance search and navigation structure and find out if your internal linking strategy needs any improvement, you can use custom event tracking again. The question you might ask would be, which links are being ignored? To see which internal links drive the most engagement and the least, you can track user actions like internal link click, call to action click, sign up click, footer link click. And then you can find out that if key pages get enough clicks, or which links get ignored or underperform by comparing to expected engagement for sure. For example, if your feature page has high organic click but low call to action clicks, you can think about adding more contextual links within the content, or maybe adding more descriptive anchor text. One of the most important thing for us as SaaS people is knowing how our product is being used and which features are being adopted, right? So the question is naturally, how do users interact with the product and which features are being popular? To find out the answer, we can track events such as downgrade button, upgrade button, or more feature-based ones that might involve custom event triggers. For example, as design model, we are tracking copy invite link, export HTML, custom modules, but these are unique events that must suit your functions. I mean, before creating your feature-based events, you should consider about your unique functions of your products. And then you can use this data to enhance search and, the user experience and improve user satisfaction, of course. So don't underestimate the power of really understanding how your users are interacting with your product and features. Because all clicks, every interactions tell a story, and those stories can hold the keys to sustainable growth for your SaaS business. Of course, I have some tips and tricks for making custom event tracking better and more efficient. First things first, please use clear naming for your events like trial sign up, onboarding step 1, or completed payment, but not like event 1, event 2, event 3. This type of naming makes things more complicated to understand for everyone. And prioritize high-value actions that impact your business goals. They should be closely tied to actions that directly affect your business outcomes like sign-ups, conversions, retention. And test your events thoroughly before submitting and right after submitting. Because trust me, testing in every steps keep things under your control. Be sure that your team understands how to interpret custom events. Otherwise, they will come to your desk or send a call whenever they need to understand those user actions. And believe me, this is not something you would prefer. As we approach the end of this talk, here are some key takeaways. Custom events let you track actions that matter. As I said earlier, SaaS businesses don't grow by just bringing people to the website, but they grow when they understand how users are taking actions. And the other one, setting up events in GA4 is simple but powerful. Yes, I believe it, but some people assume that tools like GA4 or GTM are too complicated, but in fact they are easier than they seem. Believe me, just follow the right steps and you can achieve whatever you want. Use event data to optimize onboarding, feature adoption, and conversion funnels. I mean, if we don't know why some users stay in the website and why some leave, why are we expending our energy, right? We need to use the data to optimize funnels. And the last one, small tracking tweaks can lead to significant business growth. Just one small moment can change an entire story. So one small tracking improvement can change an entire business, I believe. So keep going to improve your significant events. Today, we have only scratched the surface of what is possible with custom event tracking. With a little effort, you can unlock incredible insights, and it doesn't have to be super complicated. Even with a few well-chosen events, you can make big difference. And if you take what you learned today and start to analyze right data, then your SaaS growth gonna be legend. Wait for it. There. Thank you very much.
Demand Sphere. Limitless visual insights from the SERPs. Unlimited dashboards and users. Easy to use and easy to scale your growth to new levels.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.